knows all and sees all because he's always out on the back roads. Louis Redden.
Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Gigi, and good morning, everybody. And I do have on 2 sweaters this morning. A long time ago, they were called Tin Lizzies, partly because they were made from tin, and partly after Elizabeth, the name of Henry Ford's wife. However, as we've seen in today's back roads, you don't have to be a Ford to build your own Tin Lizzie.
It's a tight fit now for Brandon McVay as he steers a Tin Lizzie built by his grandpa. But 4 years ago, when he first took the wheel, this made-to-fit miniature Model T Ford would have made old Henry proud.
I was trying to copy a 1915 Model T Ford.
Now, any resemblance between Curtis McVay and Henry Ford is purely coincidental, but the Model T Ford was picked for a purpose. Down on the farm and in the city, too, this was the machine that replaced the horse and wagon, a picture still fresh in the mind of old Grandpa.
I think we did have a Model T several years ago.
Henry Ford had a plant with plenty of materials and an assembly line to boot. Grandpa McVay had a little shed out back, and for material, used anything he could get his hands on. There's the plexiglass windshield, and the boiler pot headlights, the plyboard truck bed, and the Yale lock ignition. But only the minds of a Ford and McVay could envision the use of wheels from a chair.
Wheelchair wheels, and then used a lawnmower transmission and a lawnmower rear end and a little small lawnmower motor.
This little brother to the full-size Model T Ford is an exact look-alike with detailed features.
Kind of made it from whatever I could pick up, you know.
Ingenuity and inventiveness were trademarks of old Henry and qualities also possessed by Grandpa McVay, as seen in these realistic headlamps.
Of course, you can see the bulbs in them. I used some bulbs, you know, to show that they would show through, you know.
The Model T Ford was cranked by hand, and so is McVay's Tin Lizzie. And the Yale lock ignition is not just for looks, it really works. And where Ford would produce a variety of styles based on one basic model, so too does Grandpa McVay.
And the wheels on most of them are jar-led rings.
The greatest thrill for old Henry Ford was the sight of other people using his invention, like grandchildren stacked and piled in the back.
And that's what I mostly go by.
On the back roads of Delhi, Louis Redden reporting.
Ooh, I want one.
That looks like fun.
Hey, Gigi.
Hi, Louis. That was a good story.
Yeah. You were asking about the Model Ts, the originals, and the horsepower, Randy?
I have no idea what they would be, Louis.
Because I think it was a 4-cylinder engine. I used to have a 28 a Model A back when I was about 18 or 19 years old. Tried to restore it. Couldn't come up with enough money, but I'm not sure. I think this was like a 3.5 to 5 horsepower lawnmower motor, 3-speed forward and 1-speed reverse. And he said he knows the original Model Ts and had 3-speed forward.
But what did they have, you know?
Maybe two forward and a reverse. And I think 10 was used a little bit, Randy, I believe. You know, like I say, the one that I used to have, the 28 Model A, just the fenders on that thing were that thick, heavy. But if you want to go, Randy, they might let us drive it. I don't know.
I'd cry, I'm afraid, but I'd love to have one. That's cute. It's not street legal, though, is it?
No.
It's not.
No, because what did you say the wheels were made of?
Wheelchair.
Wheelchair wheels.
Yeah.
I don't think that would quite make it on the road.
So how long did it take you to do something like that?
I think it took him about a year working on the thing on and off. And again, it's just made from what he calls scraps laying around the house. I don't have those kind of scraps.
I wouldn't even know where to start if I didn't have those. That's very ingenious.
Absolutely. Grandchildren love it.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
And I got tickled at Brandon. Again, he's the pilot, the driver, and he kind of has to bend over a little bit now when he gets in. But he said 4 years ago, I mean, it was made to fit. I think it was was actually made for him or thereabout.
Can you imagine what it'd be like at his age several years ago having something like that when you were a kid?
Well, I tried to get it with Grandpa, I think, and put it in my house somewhere as a keepsake or keep it under the garage. But
Put it in your house?
put it in the house.
Well, I asked you today what we were decorating the house with today.
Well, you asked this morning what I bring with me. I still got a couple of hubcaps for you.
Oh, okay.
You know,
And now you're ready for a car like this, right?
I'd love to have one.
Yeah, Carmen would just love you for that.
Well, what I did with the 28 Model A, I managed to get it up on blocks. My dad helped me, so we got it up on blocks, and I pulled the wheels off, and I stripped it totally down, disassembled the thing, and somebody finally came and bought it in that condition. Because I couldn't come up with any more money to actually do anything with it, but I
That's a
enjoyed
nice hobby, but expensive, huh?
Yeah. And,
It's a big difference, well, yeah.
I just, well, I found a body that was in pretty good condition. This particular Model 8 was a touring car, and it had burned inside a garage. But the metal was in perfect condition, no dents, so forth. It did freeze up the engine, and I couldn't come up with the $350 back then. Probably 68 or 69.
Yeah, I think what it would be today, though.
Boy, but don't you wish you still had it?
I sure do.
One other question. You enjoying the weather?
This is not my time of the year, Randy. It's
Freezing
just time
to death.